Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Remens, and in completion with EVSP 508 Environmental Ethics, I'll be doing a presentation on deforestation and environmental ethics. During the presentation, there will be 5 key questions that will be guiding our discussion. What is the issue? How can society halt, stop, or reverse the trend? Which approach to environmental ethics is currently used to address this issue, and which could be the best? Who or what has standing as related to this issue? And what considerations are necessary for society to address this issue? Deforestation is not a small problem, and it is not an easy problem to solve. A definition can be stated as the permanent destruction of forests in order to make the land available for other uses. An estimated 18 million acres of forest is lost each year. To complicate that, in the United States, 56% of the forest land is owned privately, while the rest is managed by local, tribal, state, and federal government. This creates a problem when trying to create policy to deal with the issue. Further, on a larger scale, population growth, urban development, and converting forests into developed uses all aid to deforestation. And finally, to consider, climate change affects forests with the introduction of invasive species, droughts, and higher temperatures. This complex problem is not easy to solve. However, the Union of Concerned Scientists put out an article in which they put forth some items to fix the trend of deforestation. However, they brought up at the beginning that there is a need to balance the reversal of deforestation with economic and development concerns, as some people are just beginning to develop their country and get out of poverty and hunger. We can go ahead and look at sustainable methods to recover quickly from the lowest points of forest cover, as they point out. And we can plan methods to deal with climate change and adaptation. Further, we can encourage sustainable agriculture and agroforestry. For this presentation, our main focus will be to look at these problems and the prescriptions through the lens of environmental ethics. 2 main considerations for environmental ethical lenses will be anthropocentrism and biocentrism. If we look at what current environmental ethical lenses have been used previously, we can look that the majority of what has been used has been anthropocentric. 2 viewpoints in environmental ethics that deal with this are utilitarianism and Kantianism. Utilitarianism believes that the greatest good for the greatest number of people is that which is morally right. It's morally right when an action provides more utility than consequences for a people group, and it is often the basis of cost-benefit analysis when creating an environmental impact statement. Similarly, Immanuel Kant believed that moral agents cannot have direct duties to non-humans. Morality is considered in regards to what nature can provide to a human, and destruction without purpose is not moral, but man's needs come first in the environment. Considering those points, it is easy to see then why we have lost so much forest in the name of development. By shifting that lens to an anthropocentric lens, we can consider deep ecology and the land ethic as solutions to the problem of deforestation. To begin with, in the viewpoints of deep ecology, humans do not have the right to reduce the richness of the natural world other than satisfying basic needs. Human interference to the natural world is excessive, and policies must change to prevent this from further occurring. When looking at the land ethic, the land ethic calls to treat all members of a community with respect and expand on the fact that this community contains the natural world, not just the human world, and that care for people cannot be separated from care for the land. So if we're going to shift to a more anthropocentric view in regards to environmental ethics and the solutions that it will help us provide to climate change and deforestation, we need to look at who or what has legal standing. In a famous United States Supreme Court case, Sierra Club v. Morton sought to have development shut down that was going to encroach on federal forests. However, while the Supreme Court ruled that they did not have quite enough to constitute standing, Supreme Court Justice William O. Douglas dissented and said that trees should be granted legal standing because they're a part of an ecological unit of life, and injury could be proven for standing based off of the inherent value of the land. His viewpoints echo environmental lenses such as the land ethic and deep ecology. So this has been a whirlwind of a presentation, but there are considerations to address this issue that have been previously discussed. Clearly, the shift from anthropocentrism to biocentrism is needed to occur through policy. Development still needs to happen throughout the world to sustain life, and working together with the global stage is important given how the world shares the same common pool of resources. If the ethical lenses of anthropocentrism still occur, we will suffer greater loss. The loss will be to people and the environment. Policy will stagnate, and there will be no sustainable solutions to this problem. Thank you.